Class we have learned about how to make the text to work out, right? How to work with the text. So the next the vital tool is your pen tool. So this is the end tool, which is most important in Photoshop, pen tool. So let us go for pen tool details. Hotkey P. A single tool does have 4 to 5 or 6, 7 type of cursor are there. So the first thing, where it is used. Pen tool is used for photo tracing, line art making, object design, logo design. If you move to the next industry, then rotoscope. It is like for VFX people. The same tool is used in After Effects. The same tool is there in 5 different software. Even it is there in Photoshop, in After Effects, in Illustrator, in Premiere, in InDesign. So all these software does have the same tool. Once you are okay with one software pen tool, then 5 software you can handle easily. So it is not you are learning Photoshop, you are learning 5 different softwares at a time. So let us move. So we got to know what are the industry using, like what are the jobs work, and which are the software the same thing is there further. So let us switch to the practical learning of this tool. If it is such an important tool, then we need to approach it in a bigger way. Now the first thing we got to know, Photoshop hotkey P. Let us learn the cursor. Cursor is of 8 types of cursor are there. Serial number, icon, when it comes, what it does. How does the icon looks like, when it comes, and what it does. So instantly the cursor will change, and the artist should know which cursor means what and where it is to be get used. Let's start with the first one. So obviously this is a quite end part of your software, so a little heavy. I do understand it make you strain, but it make you away from the crowd. You can learn the software, learn the tool in 3 different approach. First, let us learn the cursor, then method, like of working with the tools or tips and tricks, and the works. And works could be practiced in 3 different ways. You can start working with your grids, with alphabet, and directly on the image cutting. So what is the tracking that I made you clear? How we are starting, what is the next step, what is the next step. Inside the cursor you got to know 8 different type of cursor. When it comes, what it speaks, how does it looks. So let us switch to the first one. Topic is very clear, cursor reading. Catch to the skin. New file. The first cursor with a star mark. First cursor with a star mark. It indicates you are going to start the work. You have not started the work. Is it okay? It indicates start or activation. Activate the tool. When it comes, whenever the things are activated, it is going to start the works. So you can write this press here or that press there, that depends. Activate the tool, it is going to start the work. It has not started the work, it is going to start. Going to start. So tool is active. By looking to the cursor, you got to know. Next, the time you click, it starts showing the next cursor. So you can also see now next cursor without any mark on work. Going to create this second create next point. ఇలా కర్సర్ చూస్తే మనకు తెలిసిపోతే కావాలా ఒక క్లిక్ అయిపోయింది నెక్స్ట్కి వెళ్తుంది. డస్ ఇట్ ఓకే? బై లుకింగ్ టు ది కర్సర్ యూ గట్ టు నో ఎస్ ఆల్రెడీ ఫస్ట్ క్లిక్ ఇస్ డన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆన్ డ్యూటీ, ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ది నెక్స్ట్ క్లిక్. హూ స్పీక్స్? కర్సర్ స్పీక్స్. నెక్స్ట్, ద టైమ్ యూ క్లిక్ it creates few points. Technically, now the technical terms related to the tool. Technical terms. 1 point. Second, in between of 2 points, one line is there, path. By the combination of 3 points, you can create a shape. Point, path, shape. Next, each point is associated with a straight line, and this is called tangent. Each point is associated with a straight line, this is called tangent, and upper part of the tangent is called tangent head. One tool, okay, the whole software can able to handle it up in bigger industry. एक tool अच्छा होना चाहिए बस. So point, path, shape, tangent, tangent head. Everything clear? Technical terms clear now. So let us. Option of learning is cursor reading. So you can take this snapshot, or it is there in record. You can take it up also. Now, the time you move your cursor over to the path, you can find a plus sign. Now pen tool with a plus sign. When it comes over path, what it does, it create a point. It add points. When it comes, what it does. Now the next, pen tool over the point except the first and last, it generate a negative mark. It delete the points. Negative mark. When it comes over point except first and last, what it does, it delete points. Delete point. Fourth over. Now fifth. Is it okay? So you are learning cursor कितने टाइप का है, कब आता और क्या करता. Now whenever you are move over to the last point, pen tool with a slash mark, it indicates you are on to the last point, and you can able to continue from here. Pen tool with a slash mark over last point, it indicates continue from here. Continue from here. 6th point. Whenever the pen tool over to the start point, you can find a 0 mark. It indicates that you are over to the first point. You can close the shape. Pen tool with a 0 mark over first point. What it does, close the shape. Close the shape. Right? All the things are there in your net. Free of cost, you can learn. Yes, It may take more time, in less time we are speaking. That is only the difference, but it is there on the books and net. पढ़ने में थोड़ा ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा, थोड़ा अच्छे तरह से सुन जाओ तो 2 घंटे में जो पढ़ोगे 2 मिनट में बन जाता है. Next, once there is an open set, this is called path, open path, and the path could be selected by the path selection tool. Next tool comes into the picture, path selection tool. It can move the path. Whatever the things you are doing with the pen tool, it is going to save inside a window that is called path window. What is the next thing got to know? The work what we are doing, it is saved in a special window, and the window name is called path window, and by a default name called work path. Em pair మీద సేవ్ చేస్తుంది work path మీద. So now got to know 2 information extra. The pen tool creating the path is saved inside the path window by a name called work path. Every line is saved in a default name called work path. You can rename this, or else it will overlap the last path. Fine. So we got to know path window, name work path. Next, and the next we got to know the next tool, A, path selection tool. Over. So once you select the path, yes, you can generate the next path by the pen tool. But whenever the pen tool is coming to a over path open end, you can find a nut mark. Can you see a pen tool with a nut mark? It indicates that you are over an existed path and you can join these 2 paths. Option choose మనకు తెలిసిపోతే కావాలి జాయినింగ్ అవుతాయి. So the next cursor, pen tool with a nut mark over an open path endpoint. What it does, it can join the path. Right? And the 8. So and on any open point, yes, inside the pen tool there is a special button. Take the pen tool and switch over to this. Hold the alt. What is the button? Hold the alt. You can find now pen tool with a inverted V mark. It creates a tangent. This is called tangent. A point, a straight line associated with a point, it's called tangent. So now got to know what is called tangent, how to generate tangent, what is the cursor, and what it does. It creates a tangent, and tangent makes a curve. If you have a tangent, the next click will be a curve. So you got to know the next cursor, pen tool with a inverted V mark. Hold alt and hold alt over the last point, the end point. It may be start or it may be end point. So alt creates tangent. So what it does, it creates tangent. Do you understand? It is a technical terms, and what is it? It has been cleared in the edge here. Tangent is a straight line who helps to make a curve. So we got to know how to see the cursor, how many type of cursor and how does they looks, when does it come, and what does it do. Everything written on the screen now. So 8 different type of cursor reading is done on the screen. This part over. Switching to the next part, method of working, how to work with pen tool. Is it okay? And we can start practicing the pen tool, and we got to know how to create the path and where does the path is saved. It is in the path window. So path could be selected by the path tool, and path could be modified by the direct selection tool. You can modify the path. So you got to know 2 options. What are those? Path selection, direct selection. Shift A, direct selection. Direct selection helps you to select each and every point. If you need to select the whole path, then go for path selection. Only one point, then direct selection tool. Now the next. So what is the topic now? How to practice or method of working with the pen tool. Is it clear? So I do understand it is heavy, so I'm writing everything and talking with numbers. Okay, just hold the numbers and get it noted. So ఇది పెన్ టూల్ ఏం లేదు, ఇది అయిపోయింది ఎట్లా చెప్పి అయిపోతుంది, కానీ no profit for you, for us also. So it is to be get in details. Tips and tricks number 1, methodology. Tips and tricks 1. Shift and click, always make straight over. Shift and click, always make straight. Shift పట్టుకునే క్లిక్ చేస్తే హారిజంటల్ వర్టికల్ లైన్ మాత్రమే అవుతుంది. First point over. Shift make straight. Now I am not writing. How you take the notes, it depends. But yes, the voice record is going on. You can see it up in the net also. Shift always make straight. At the button, shift button. Shift always make straight. First tips and tricks over. Second. So now the topic going on, tips and tricks on the tool. Tips and tricks or method. First, shift makes straight. The second point. Click and click, always make straight. Click and click, always make straight. Click and click, always make straight. Next, click and drag, always makes a bend. Click and drag makes a bend. Makes bend. Okay, fourth point. Third point over. Now once a bend, the next is always a bend, never a straight line. Once bend, next always bend. Always bend, never a straight line. Fifth point. Is it okay? Once you create the bend, the next bend is always in the opposite side of your first bend. If you're making the bend down, then the next will be up. So next bend is always in the opposite side of your first bend. Next bend in opposite of first bend. Sixth point. The bend is always in the opposite direction of your dragging. If you drag down, the bend will be up. If you drag up, then the bend will be down. Always in the opposite direction. This is the behavior of the pen tool. So what you got to know? Drag is always in the opposite direction. Drag is always in opposite direction. Or drag, no, not drag, bend. Okay, bend is always in opposite direction of dragging. Okay, if you drag up, then the bend will be down. If you drag down, the bend will be up. Finish. So we got to know how to get the bend to be done. Next. Once your pen tool generates the things, then it create a path. So this is called technically path, and the path could be duplicate. Path could be duplicate. So we'll be learning about this more details after the path is done. Then 6th point over. Now the 7th point. Once a bend, how to make a straight. Once a bend, how to make a straight. Question over. Now question and answer. You can make the bend, after the bend, cut the outer tangent. This is called tangent, and you can cut the tangent by holding the Alt and click. Then outer tangent cut and make a straight. Question and answer over. Once more the question. How to make a straight line after a bend. Question over. Answer. It can be done by cutting the outer tangent. How to cut the outer tangent? Hold the Alt and click. It will cut the outer tangent. Once the outer tangent cut, it make a straight line. Is it okay? Everything happen with process only. Now, first question and answer finished. What was the question? How to make straight line after bend. After bend. At least question, write it up. Answer you can have to get after asking inside after the class also you can have to ask. So if answer is not, or else Google also help you out. How to make a straight line after bend. Next, how to make a curve in the same direction. Always the curve is in opposite direction. If you need to make a curve in the same direction, what is to be done? Question over. Answer, cut the outer tangent and go for the same. Answer remain the same. What is the question? How to make a bend in the same direction. Answer, cut the outer tangent. How to cut the outer tangent? Hold the Alt and click on the last point. It cut the outer tangent, get it bent. Is it okay? You can understand how much tricky tool this is, and it makes the whole career, and thousands of employees are working with this pen tool. Rotoscope, photo cutting, everything depend on this. Fine. Then next, how to make a small curve after a bigger curve. The next curve is always big curve only. So if you need to make a small curve after a big curve, what is the question? How to make a small curve after a bigger curve. Question over. Answer. Hold the Alt, get the tangent length small. Hold the Alt, get the tangent length small. Hold the Alt and hold the tangent in the head, then get it small. Hold పట్టుకునే tangent head కి పట్టుకోవాలి. మరి ఈ లెంత్ తగ్గించాలి. అప్పుడు ఒక పెద్ద కర్వ్ తర్వాత చిన్న కర్వ్ తయారవుతుంది. Is it okay? Who is responsible for the intensity of the curve? The tangent length. Question and answer finish. Who responsible to make the curve intensity? Answer, the length of the tangent. Hide the length of the tangent, hide the curve. Lower the length of the tangent, lower the curve. Is it okay? Yes, I do understand it sounds more mathematics, but it is logic. So now, so you might have find out how many questions finished. Now the next question. How to make a curve in the opposite direction. Question over. How to make a curve in the opposite direction. Cut the outer tangent and get opposite direction curves. Practical on your screen. Cut the outer tangent. Make the curves to be happen in opposite direction. Is it okay? Fine. The next. So we have understood now a number of, like a lot of things about the curve handling. So 9 questions, 10 questions, a lot of questions has been done. Now let us go for the practice part. So the next part is how to practice with the pen tool. So let us practice with a grid. Grid practice. Open the grid by the view. So grid. Now try to create some horizontal and vertical lines. Follow to the grid. Click. Hold the shift. Click. Click. Take the path selection tool and move on. If the similar box is done, then pen tool is under your control. Continue for the next exercise. Is it okay? How to make horizontal and vertical line with the help of your, how to start the practice, grid practice, horizontal vertical line. If it is done, then take the pen tool, switch to the slanting lines. Done. If it is done, then switch to the next curvical line. Try to make the curves. Once it is done, then 100 of jobs could be done with this. This is called shape. So what other things could be done with the shapes? Now the next. Once with the practice, you can create the all mathematical shapes. Logo designing, brochure, leaflet, everything is depending on this. Because the first shape is done, and through this shape you can do 100 of jobs. All the photo cutting, shape designing is depending on this. Once the shape is done, then shape could be, does 5 different things: duplication, transformation, alignment, arrangement, distribution. Everything can be done with these shapes. I do understand this is heavy, but yes, it will make you away from this others crowd. That is what the goal is. So once it is done, you can duplicate with Alt. Alt is for duplication. So this part over. Transformation, Control T. As if like you are working with image, you can also work with your shapes. You can make it small, big, rotate, everything could be done. So you got to know now how to make the shape to be duplicate, transform. Next, you can get it aligned. Select both and switch to the things here, top arrange. So you can find alignment could be done up. You can flip it up. You can club it up. Select both and switch to the combined shapes. There one. Next, merge it up. Creating next shape is ready now. So you got to know now how to do mathematics, math and merge. Clubbing the shape together to form the new shapes could be done with your pen tool. Next, duplication, Control T, give a right click, flip it up, select both, switch to the option, merge it up. Create number of shapes with the seams. Get the viewport, so grid up. Fine. So now we have seen how to use the pen tool to make the shapes and combine the shapes to form the next shape. Select the shape, switch to the combine, have a duplicate, get it out, get it minus, select both, go to this, merge it up. Now got to know how to make a shape from the shapes. All the math could be done up. Get it out, make this two done. So once you made your design ready, then what are the things could be done with your shapes? What are the modification could be done? These are all the modification: transformation, duplication, distribution, alignment, arrangement, and merging. It's okay. Now works could be done with your things. Work. You can convert into a logo. You can make a selection out of it, and you can fill the color, and you can save it up as a defined shape. So how to get a selection? Give a right click, switch to the option, make selection, get it over. Once you find the selection, yes, take a new layer and fill it up. Now start up applying the pen tool work into a workable format. How to convert? What is the topic? How to convert the shape into a selection. Question over. Give a right click, switch to the option, make selection. First method over. Second method, you can make the selection by the hotkey Control Enter. Control Enter is a command which makes the selection. Control Enter. Right? Now the next, you can apply the brush directly on the screen by activating the brush and press the enter. Job is done. Now you can find the brush is applied to your design. So what you can see now, let's switch to the path. Critical. So you can find now the brush is applied. Now a little artistical work. Take a new file. Once you've done something with your pen, so you can able to duplicate, you can flip, you can make symmetric design. Select both and get it joined. You know how to join the things. Just now we have brought join. Once the join is done, take a new layer and select the path by the path selection. Switch to the brush tool, press the enter. Job is done, and you can find the brush is applied directly onto your path. One faster option you have learned now. What is that? Set your brush, and you know about the brush tool. Hardness 100%. Get the spacing, and just take this tool to active. Take the brush, press the enter. So you got to know how to apply the brush stroke directly on the path, and it is possible that you got to know now. Press the path. So how to make the design to get apply over to the path. You can make an outline, you can make a fill, you can apply the brush stroke also over to the path. So we have seen now what are the job could be done directly. You can able to apply the brush apply. Now how to save your design and get it further use. Yes, the save, once it is done, you can save it up by the option called define custom saves. Now the next option you are learning, define custom saves. It helps to save the shape. As you like, you can save the pattern, save the brush, you can save the shape also. The tool is going on only pen tool. So it is no extra tool you are learning, only pen tool. So options are coming more. Digest that. Once you save your shape, you can get it up further by the next tool, custom shape. Beside to your pen tool, there is a tool called shape tool. Inside the shape tool, last you can find custom shapes. Inside the custom shapes, go to the option bar and find your shape is here. Is it clear? So that you can able to use your shape for further in number of ways. Now, why to save the shape? Question over. Answer. You can able to make the shape to be placed on the screen n number of time with n number of colors, with stroke, with fill. This is the profit if you convert your brush and like convert your pen design into a shape. Question and answer is over. So why to convert a shape? Answer: multiple time with multicolor, with multi-stroke, the design could be done up. Fine then, so we can meet up tomorrow with the higher options.